Why, hello there. We're going to play Age of Fantasy Quest, Shadows of Brimstone edition. Our two heroes, Bass Reeves and Ruby Delany, are heading back to town to spend a little bit of money. They have $15 each.
Right, first of all, Bass, there was a moment in that last battle where a magma fiend hit you with its lava spew, and it was a rending hit. And I had you make that extra saving throw with the ancestral shield. However, with a rending hit, that would have burnt straight through the regeneration that the ancestral shield gave you, so you actually get a wound.
Bass is going to get hold of a mine artifact. He is going to grab the Amulet of Kotak for $10. That gives him the protection feat. And for Ruby, she's going into the next mission with 4 wounds, so I think she's going to have to spend all her money, the $15, on some bandages. Chapter 3. The collapse of the Devil's Seam didn't seal everything. Deep in the rubble, the heroes found what the miners originally uncovered. A stable gate, crackling with cold energy, opening onto a world of ice and ancient ruins. The Preacher's journal has a single entry about it, written in a shaking hand. Do not go through. Whatever built that city is still there. The heroes go through. The Targa Plateau stretches out before them, a vast frozen wasteland of crumbling alien architecture and strange humming machinery, half buried in ice. Something moves in the ruins ahead. Right, we're going to try something a little different for this mission. We're going to use the Shadows of Brimstone map deck to generate a dungeon as we go along. The gate deposits the heroes at the edge of a ruined section of the ancient city. Before they can get their bearings, the city's guardians are already moving, mechanical constructs and alien creatures converging from all directions. The heroes need to push through to the heart of this section and neutralize the threat before they can explore further. So our primary objective is clean sweep. The AI goal is the center of the table. Now, because there's no dungeon laid out here yet, when the enemies move, they can go in a straight line towards the AI goal, but it is treated as difficult terrain. So let's have a look at our sentries. We have 2 ancient spiders. The first one has a hardened shell, and the other one has deadly venom. That's why I put this here, to remind me which is which. And then we have a Targa pylon. Now, Targa pylons are immobile, but they also have scout, so I'll give it its scout move now, which will put it right at the center. Other things to note, this is a single mission chapter, so if we complete this mission, we can go shopping before we go on to the 4th chapter. For special rules, as before, I'll be using 2/3 measurements, because it's a tiny table, random events and extra actions. So let's check for the random event first. 65. So that event is Dusty Crates. So straight away we found a crate with some bandages in. That goes towards 1 random hero. And it's going to be Ruby. There you go, you got 2 bandages now. Alright, let's begin. I think let's just rest for a moment. So Bass will take the rest action. So he goes back up to 5 power. And Ruby, why don't you use some of those bandages straight away to recover 3 wounds, and let's rush that way. So half her movement gets her to the archway, and then, just like in Shadows of Brimstone, we'll draw one of these cards. The Furnace. She still has movement left from her rush, so we'll put her to that archway. A mid-passage. Right, over to the enemies. The 2 ancient spiders head this way. Now they should have the fast keyword, but I forgot to add it in the editor. But we'll stick with them being normal speed. There we go, end of the first round. Awareness goes up to 1. Okay, Ruby will rush, so 5 inches gets her there. An ancient street, and I think that's far enough. I don't want to get laser beamed. Bass rushes to catch up. Let's have him cast Ancestral Shield, so we'll use both caster points. Needs a 3 or better.
Good, the spell is successful. Both heroes are protected. Alright, I suppose if we're using extra actions, the Targa pylon should really go on Overwatch. And then the ancient spiders come scuttling along. I think we'll generate this location now. A ruined lift. Alright, there we go. End of the round, awareness goes up to 2. Now, Bass, with his gunfighter pistol and ricochet shots, can shoot from here to hit the Targa pylons. That's what he'll do. His quality is 4. 1 hit, the Targa pylon has a defense of 3 or better, but we have Deadeye shots, so 4 to save. The bullet just ricochets off. Right, we're going to have to get in there. Now, sadly, Ruby is just a smidgen out of charge range, so we'll have her advance. And then fire her light pistol at the Targa pylon. She is quality 3. 1 hit. The pylon's defense is 3, and the bullet pings off. Alright, the Targa pylon fires on Overwatch with its burning laser. This is 6 dice, quality 3, but -1 to hit from the Overwatch. That's 2 hits, but with the roll of a 6, that is Surge, so we throw in an extra hit. No armor piercing, so it's just Ruby's light armor of 5 or better. Oh, all 3 wounds go through. Now, rather than using the Ancestral Shield, we'll hang on to that, because Ruby has her Comforting Presence, which gives her regeneration. However, all 3 wounds go through, which is up to 4 wounds already. I think we'll have Ruby use 2 power on an extra action and have her rush over here. She still has a skill action, so why don't we use that other set of bandages and restore 3 wounds? I think for these kinds of maps, we'll rule that even though an enemy doesn't have a line of sight on a hero, if it's in charge range, it's going to charge. So we're going to have this Ancient Spider charge at Ruby. Alright, 6 dice with Void Bites. Void Bites have Rupture, which ignore regeneration, so this is going to go through Comforting Presence and the Ancestral Shield. Quality 4, but Ruby has Evasion and Melee. 2 hits. Now this 6 to hit, I'll roll that one separately for defense, because Ruptures can cause extra wounds. Ruby does not defend. So that causes 2 wounds. And then this other bite. Good grief. So she doesn't block that, and Ancient Spiders have Hunger. This is a bloodthirsty effect, so a roll of a 1 for defense is bad. It means the Ancient Spider sneaks in an extra bite, which fortunately misses. Ruby fights back with a Brawl and a Vicious Axe. Only the punch hits, so the defense roll for the Ancient Spider is normally defense 6, but this one has a hardened shell for a defense of 5. The punch connects, and it takes a wound. And the other Ancient Spider just sits there because it can't make the charge distance. So, end of the round, awareness goes up to 3. Right, what to do? I really need to kill this Targa pylon with ranged attacks because it explodes when it dies. And these Void Bites that the Ancient Spiders have are a bit of a problem. Alright, let's have Bass advance because he's too far away to use his specialist shots. And then let's shoot. Now it'll be a -1 to hit because ricochet shots are indirect and he's moved. So let's just see if we can take out that Ancient Spider. So hitting on 5s with the gunfighter pistol. Right, a roll of a 6 means pistol fanning, so 2 hits on the Ancient Spider. We've got hardened shell but Deadeye shots, so 6s to save. Rats almost a kill, just 1 wound. And then for Bass's skill action, let's make a fog cloud, which he can drop within 9 inches or 6 inches on this scale. I'm going to put it here. He needs to make a will check, which he fails, so loses 1 point of power. Right, now the Ancient Spider needs to make a morale check. Quality 4. Passes. Right, over to Ruby. I'm going to have Ruby cash in her Amulet of Kotak protection feat. So she's got a 5+ extra save, and then she'll charge at the Ancient Spider. Vicious Axe and Brawling, quality 3. Very good. That 6 is an extra hit because the Vicious Axe makes her furious. Let's see, even with your hardened shell, Mr. Spider, Ruby has Dirty Fighting, which gives her +1 armor piercing. So 6 is to block for you, and hopefully you are gone. Yes, squelch. We'll have the Targa pylon fire on Overwatch. Burning Laser will be hitting on 4s because of the -1 to hit from Overwatch. Just 2 hits, and with the cover from the Fog Cloud and Ruby's light armor, she'll need 4s to block. Right, the Fog Cloud did not help. We've got the Amulet of Kotak protection. Well, the amulet failed us, and then she has her Comforting Presence, which also fails. All those protective steps I took, and she still takes 2 wounds. She's up to 5 now. Oof, okay, I think I'll have Ruby take an extra action. That's her last 2 power, just to move back here. In fact, let's peek through this. A corner passage. Now, it's occurred to me that I don't actually have to kill this Targa pylon. My goal is to kill the first wave of reinforcements, not the sentries per se. Maybe I can just avoid this thing. Right, the pylon goes on Overwatch. The spider moves closer to the centre. Alright, this round let's activate Ruby first. If we head towards those search locations, we might find some bandages, so she's going to rush. So 4 inches gets her here. Sadly it's a T-junction passage that blocks us off from the search tokens. Let's put that archway there to conjoin these 2 passages. Okay, Bass is going to take a bit of a gamble. He's going to advance, cast his Darkstone Shaman spell, call down the storm, and then shoot, and then if he's got power left, maybe duck back. The first thing he's going to do, though, is use Fog Cloud to create a Fog Cloud here for some cover. So his dexterity check fails, so he does lose a power. Advance here. The pylon fires on Overwatch with its burning laser. 3 hits, and there's a 6. Lasers have surge, so that is 4 hits. Bass has light armor and the cloud for cover, so 4s to block. That could be 2 wounds. Let's use Comforting Presence. Nope, that is 2 wounds. Alright, Bass, call down the storm. All 3 caster points, you need to get a 4 or better. Nope, the spell fails. I knew it would be a gamble. Alright, let's open fire with a gunfighter pistol. Alright, he's going to shoot at the Ancient Spider since it is a softer target. Quality 4, but he moved. So with ricochet shots, he'll need a 5. There we go. 2 hits and a 6. So with pistol fanning, that is 3 hits. So it's armor 6 with cover, but deadeye shots. He needs 6s to save. That's it. He's blown the Ancient Spider away. Alright, Bass doesn't want to get lasered again, so he's going to spend 2 power on another action and rush to catch up with Ruby. The Targa pylon goes on Overwatch, and that's the end of the round when this goes up to 5. Okay, this round, Ruby, why don't you have a rest and get your 6 power back? And Bass, you do the same. We're going to get reinforcements in a moment, so we want all the power we can get. Alright, here come the reinforcements from the northwest. 2 harvesters, one with Thunder Smash and the other with Magma Boots. We'll put that there to denote magma. And an Ancient Spider with a hardened shell. These are the enemies I need to defeat to complete my clean sweep primary objective. I think we'll let them come to us, and we'll continue to see if we can find our way to these search tokens. I think what I'll say is, if these end up in some kind of limbo where there's no tiles, I'll just move them to the nearest tile. So we're going to head this way, see if there's some kind of room here that I can move them into. Ruby's comforting presence goes away now, and we'll generate a new random event. 31. That would be collapsed tunnel. 1 table quarter, chosen at random, is now treated as dangerous terrain. So it's going to be number 4. This corner here, that's not too bad. Actually, it's fairly bad, because both of our heroes are activating inside the collapsed tunnel quarter, which means we've got to roll a whole bunch of dice for them when they activate, equal to their toughness. So Ruby activates, she's toughness 11, so we'll roll 11 dice, each one is a wound. Fantastic. Alright, so just 1 wound for Ruby, and she has an ancestral shield, which doesn't protect her. 1 wound. That does now, unfortunately, take her past half health. Okay, she'll take the rush action. 6 inches gets her here. Let's have a look. An ancient street. And I think that's the closest we're going to get to the search location, so I'm going to move them here. Ruby will finish her rush, and then take the discovery action on these egg sacs. That roll of a 3 is a true shot elixir, which she will pick up, and that gives her some extra shooting range. Could be useful at some point for her holdout pistol, which is very short range. Right, Ruby, you end your activation, so you need to make a morale check for being wounded. You pass. Bass will just hold position there, use the focus fire action, and uses ricochet shots to bing 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 shoot at the Targa pylon. The gunfighter pistol gives us 2 6s. Pistol fanning, that's 4 hits. Deadeye shots are AP1, so 4s to block for the Targa pylon. Not bad, that's 4 wounds. It has tough 9. Oh, Bass, you activated in the collapsed tunnel a dangerous terrain, didn't you? So you're tough 9, I need to roll 9 dice for you. Oh, yeah, 1-1. Perhaps your ancestral shield will help you. Yes. You're fine. You do need to get off this table quarter though, so I think we'll use 2 power to take an extra action and skedaddle. Alright, a rush should get you here. Alright, enemies. The Targa pylon will remain on Overwatch. And this first wave of reinforcements moves this way as though they were in difficult terrain. Alright, next round. Awareness back on 1. Bass, you can have a caster point. I think the obvious thing to do is to activate Ruby first and have her investigate this other search location here. What is this machine? We'll advance towards it. In fact, we'll go here so we can peek in that location as well. A long passage. Could be an escape route. And then Ruby will take the discover action at this machine. She has found a tonic, which she'll pick up. This functions like an energy elixir, which will help prevent her from getting fatigued. Bass will activate. Let's use the gunfighter pistol with ricochet shots to continue shooting at the Targa pylon. We're just in focus fire range. That's only 1 hit. The pylon's block roll succeeds, so no damage. The harvesters and the ancient spider continue to advance. And that's it, end of the round. Targa pylon remains on Overwatch. Awareness goes up to 2. So Bass's gun is bolstered. And Ruby's will check saves, so she loses her power. And Bass, let's use 1 caster point on Ancestral Shield, which fails, sadly, and then I do kind of want to finish this Targa pylon off, so let's use ricochet shots. Still rolled a 1, so that's only 2 hits, and that uses up the ancient weapon bonus. 1 AP for Deadeye shots, and the Targa pylon makes both its defense saves. What a waste of time. Okay. Right, the Harvesters and the Ancient Spider are now getting close. I'm going to have to turn my attention to them now, I think. So that's the end of the round. Right, Ruby's going to advance. Now, strictly speaking, models can't move over other models, but I think it's forgivable amongst heroes in such tight confines, so Ruby will move there. And then she'll use a skill action to glug down that two-shot elixir she just found. That'll give her some extra range on her holdout pistol, enough to target that Ancient Spider. So 2 shots from the light pistol, 1 shot from the holdout pistol. Looks like the light pistol jammed, so we'll just roll the hit from the holdout pistol. So with an armoured shell, the Ancient Spider needs a 5 or a 6 to block. It doesn't, that's 1 wound. Well, true shot lasts till the end of the round, so let's have Ruby take an extra action for 2 power, and then take the focused fire action to shoot at the spider again, +1 to hit. Alright, that's better. We even got a 6 on the holdout pistol, which has the crack property, so I'll give it some armor piercing. However, the Ancient Spider's hardened shell deflects 2 of those shots. Only 1 wound. My luck, eh? Right, well still, that's the end of Ruby's activation, so the Ancient Spider now needs to make a morale check of 4 or better, and passes. Actually, Ruby still has a skill action, so she's going to drop Ancient Weapon on Bass, and her will check is a pass this time. Alright, Bass, you can spend 1 caster point on Ancestral Shield, which passes. There you go, a little bit of regeneration for both of you. And then let's get shooting. Hold position there, outside of focus fire range unfortunately, but we're going to fire the gunfighter pistol at the Ancient Spider, and we're going to let loose a Hellfire shot. This Harvester is just in range thanks to the ricochet shot ability. Alright, here we go, hitting on 2s. Well, 1 shot missed, but that's still 2 hits on the Ancient Spider. So with Deadeye shots, it will need a 6 to block. Nice try, but we got you. Splooch. Alright, now for the Hellfire shot. It's deadly 3, armor piercing 2. Harvesters have a defense of 2, so the Harvester will need a 4 to block. It goes through. It has a toughness of 3. I mustn't forget that Harvesters are fortified, which reduces armor piercing by 1. However, it doesn't help you here, because you rolled a 1 to block, and the Hellfire shot explodes you. Kaboom! The enemy turn is very simple. The Targa pylon remains on Overwatch. And the Harvester comes tromping this way. I'm going to treat the ruined lift as difficult terrain, so our Harvester can only get here. End of the round. Alright. Bass, you're now up to 3 caster points. Alright, with the Harvester being slowed down by the difficult terrain, I think we've got time to try and finish off this pylon, so yes, Bass will fire his gunfighter pistol ricochet shots. Let's see if we can hit that pylon. Yep, 3 good hits, so with Deadeye shots, the pylon will need 4s to block. Only 1 wound, but that is enough to trigger a morale check, so quality of 3, it passes. Right, Ruby, at some point your wound marker got knocked over. You're in 6 wounds, not 3. Then you can take a leisurely shot with your light pistol at the Harvester, focus fire, hitting on 2s. Only 1 hit, which will more than likely just ping off the Harvester's armour of 2 or better. Yap, picking. Alright, Ruby will put Ancient Weapon back on Bass. Will check is a pass. Alright, the Harvester continues to trudge through the difficult terrain of the ruined lift. Makes it here, and of course the Targa pylon remains on Overwatch. On to the next round, awareness now on 5. Alright, Bass, time for some Darkstone Shaman magic. Call down the storm, all 4 caster points, so a 3 or better for the spell to work. Yes. Good, so the Harvester is hit twice with Shatter, which is armor piercing 2. However, it is fortified, so that goes down to armor piercing 1. It's still saving on freeze. The other die there was a 6, so call down the storm was an abject failure. Let's resort to shooting it with the gunfighter pistol. Focus fire action, but we're getting +2 to hit from ancient weapon as well, so hitting on 2s. 2 hits with Deadeye shots, however, again, Harvester's fortified, so still only needs 2s to block. There we go, the bullets just ping off. What a tough cookie. Alright, Ruby, she is going to drink that energy potion, so she won't become fatigued until the end of the round. That's her skill action, and then she's going to charge at the Harvester. Right, Vicious Axe and a punch. Punch hits, Vicious Axe hits. Alright, Ruby's Dirty Fighting gives her AP 1, Vicious Axe is AP 1. Harvester's fortified, so it's going to be AP 1 for the axe and AP 0 for the punch. Right, so the punch is the one that got through. The Harvester has Magma Boots, which gives it protected, so it gets an extra save of 6. Oops. No, the wound goes through. Right, the Harvester can now strike back with its twin gauntlets. Oh my goodness, it's 6 dice with AP 1. Quality 3, but Ruby has evasion and melee, so 4s to hit. 3 hits, 6s to block. Oh, there's 1. Still 2 wounds. Okay, Ancestral Shield, don't fail me now. You failed me now, that's 2 wounds. Okay, she'll need to back off and make a morale check. Quality 3. She failed. Ah, rats. Okay, we'll spend the 2 power to pass that. She's now down to 1 power. Now, the Harvester can charge. Here it comes. So fortunately, it is fatigued and I am not, so it's hitting on 6s. 1 strike from the twin gauntlets, which Ruby blocks. Alright, Ruby, you can strike back. The punch misses, and the Vicious Axe also misses. Well, Ruby didn't die, which is a plus. However, awareness now goes up to 6, and more reinforcements are coming. Okay, coming on from this corner again. Only 2 units? What's this? Well, we have an ancient spider with hardened shells. That's fine. We've tackled those before. This is a snow terror. It has 9 wounds and 9 attacks with its heavy claws and regeneration. Okay, I think we'll call that part 1 and end the session there. I like to try and keep my videos under half an hour long. So we'll end on a cliffhanger, maybe. And in the next session we'll see if we can defeat this Harvester before that snow terror is upon us. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I will see you next time.